What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back for some trade recaps. So, I'm going to go over my trades for the day. So, NIO spiking back up, but it was getting shot down there for a bit. But I was going long NIO here after that consolidation. So, I had this selling pressure right out the gates, but then you had this consolidation in this base at 39.75. So I was looking to defend the $40 area. So I was picking up shares of NIO in this $40 area as it kind of tested down. It kept just loading up for this push higher. So I was hoping for a push maybe to 42, 43. We got the push to 41. I covered a little bit. I added into this dip because I thought with consolidation we might be able to push higher, which we did. And I kind of covered into this thinking that the resistance, it was starting to hit resistance at this moving average, so it looked like it might reject the moving average, and I didn't want it to get stopped out. So I just took my profits there, and I held a third of my trade, hoping that maybe we could push higher, and then I added in this dip, hoping when it pushed to 41.50 that it would come down to 41.25, and 41.25 would hold as support, and then it would push higher. Unfortunately, it didn't. It ripped through. So instead of, because back here, this 41.25 was acting as resistance. So as it came up into this 41.25 area, it broke it and then rejected. So then this 45.25 was the big resistance area. And you can see these wicks every time. It was just getting shorted. And then when it finally broke, it gave us a nice break to 41.50. I should have been covering up there, but I thought we might, break higher to 42, 43 maybe, and it still might do that, but I don't like the fact that it didn't hold these moving averages and that it pushed below like the rejection. So it had this kind of break and then this push back. So it's a rejection, right? It's a moving average rejection, and when you get that, sometimes you're gonna have a reversal, and that looks like that's exactly what's happening on NIO here, right? Which is why I wanted to cover my shares when it broke below 41. And you can see it came back up to that 41.25 area and again started to act as resistance. So it couldn't, I was hoping it would turn that 41.25 into support and then we could push higher, but unfortunately it didn't. It held as resistance, and now you're probably going to see NIO move lower. So that's NIO. Nice trades on it today, decently green, up about $40 on NIO. Nice trading. Like I said, it would have been nice if it gave me a bigger move, but I really caught that whole move. So everything that it wanted to give me, I caught it, and now if it reverses, well, I got out with, obviously if I would have sold into this pop here, it would have been even nicer, but like I said, I thought maybe it would push higher. On AIH, it was kind of the complete opposite. So AIH was kind of one of those, okay, this thing is weak, it looks really weak. It had some report about its earnings that were, nothing amazing, so I had a feeling it was going to be volatile and it was more than likely going to be a lot of selling pressure. Unfortunately, I covered way too early, but it gave us this huge rip after I kind of was taking my profits here a little early, but then I was adding back into this position, so I was shorting near the top here at 830, now that near this 830 level, and then I was shorting again as it popped back up into VWAP, and I was covering as it ripped down below. As it broke 8, I was covering because 8 was acting as support, so I thought maybe it would bounce, and then once it hit the 760s, I was all out of my position. I could have reshorted it in here, and I probably should have. Unfortunately, I started to get into NIO. I started to, that's when I entered the NIO trade, and I really stopped looking at it, which was unfortunate because it would have gave us a really nice move down to 7. Which obviously if I would have held these shares would have been a really nice trade, but unfortunately I didn't. Took my profits, so that was another $40 trade, up about $70-$80 today. So that's probably going to be it for me today. I'm looking to trade some futures maybe, so I'm up $100 right now. See, this is the funny thing about futures, oh man. So I'll explain to you guys. So I just made this $100 basically, but I also just lost like a bunch. So I have a few different accounts, right? They give you a few different trial accounts and stuff. So this is my one trial account that I literally just got maxed out. I just lost my max loss. Now this morning I took like a $300 loss on just a bad trade. I can show you the trade was right here. So when I took the loss earlier, what it was happening was this move came up and I thought it was going to get rejected. So, or was it? It might have been this move actually. I think it was this move actually. So this move here, it looked like it was going to get rejected, right? So then as it came up, it looked like it was get rejected. So I started shorting in this area. So I was shorting it kind of as it popped up, using the VWAP as kind of resistance, and it ended up ripping up so quick, and I took my loss for about 300. Now this is just a trial account, so it's not real money, but it's still, still hurts because I'm trying to be consistent and not take big losses like that. But unfortunately, that one stopped me out. And you can see kind of the level where I was thinking was, this previous wedge had been acting as resistance. So as it came up into that level, I figured, okay, it's going to reject off that level, and unfortunately it didn't. And then the loss I just took, which got me to down 500, was in this area here. So basically, I'm not sure exactly which one it was, but I think it was after this wick down, right? This one opened lower, and then I shorted it or maybe no, I think I shorted this into this pop here. So as this popped up, I was shorting like in this level, like right here, right into this VWAP, hoping that it would reject from the VWAP and move lower. As you can see, it did, but unfortunately it moved up, and in these two candles it wicked me out, and this actually closed my position, because if you can only lose a max of 500 in the one account, so if you lose 500, they immediately close your account. So that's what ended up happening there. It wasn't even me closing the position, because as you see, if I would have been able to hold the trade for an extra minute, it would have been a winning trade, right? Because I was shorting like around this area here, and it did exactly what I thought, which was get rejected from not only the bottom of this wedge, so this ascending support becomes resistance, and the volume weighted average price in the SMA become resistance as well. And that's why I was shorting in this area, hoping for a rejection, and unfortunately it whipped me out on that one. But on my this is the actual combine, so this is my actual trading combine. This is like what actually counts. This is what they evaluate. So I was able to make this trade today, so I'm up 100 in this account, and this will be the beginning of my updating for my trading combine. So today I've taken I think 2 or 3 trades so far. So let's see. Okay, four or one was canceled. So technically 3 trades so far. So 3 trades so far on the ES Mini, up $100, 88.90 after commissions. So that's good. It's a good first day start. We'll try to keep it going. But we might take some more trades today. I might update that for you guys. Right now I'm kind of gonna let it consolidate for a bit. Around 11:30 I'm probably gonna look to take another trade, but for right now I'm just gonna let it consolidate, and we'll see where it wants to kind of, because once you get these kind of, it's easy to kind of see once it rejects from this wedge that it's gonna move lower. So that this wedge is going to reject and move lower, obviously, and if it broke out to the high side and started holding, then that would start acting as support and it would move higher. But at this level, you're going to expect a bounce. How much that bounce is and when that occurs, I'm not sure, but you probably don't want to be a seller in this level. As you see these wicks and you see the buyers coming in, the sellers kind of had their fun, and now the longs might take over for a bit, at least back up to the volume weighted average price or this kind of ascending support, which will become resistance, and then this descending pattern as well will come into play, right? So I might drag that one down a little bit just to extend it a little bit. And really, I can just extend. Alright, there. So, yeah. So I'm expecting if we get a move back up into this area, it might be a good short, but we'll see. See how it looks. And if it breaks this bottom, then you'll probably get another short move. But, you know, it's good to kind of map out your trades. So, like, you know, earlier when I started mapping this out, I'm like drawing these lines so that when it moves in these ranges, I have an idea of where it kind of wants to move. As you can see, that range didn't really hold up. But when you can see pre-market, you can see this flag, right? You have this flag, it's a bull flag, but at the same time when it breaks down, you get this kind of rejection, right? So now, you know, it still was technically a bull flag, and if you're able to buy here and hold, it's going to give you a nice trade, right? But unfortunately, it wants to wick you out, and that's the thing about certain trades is that you'll get wicked out a lot. And it's good to kind of cover if it moves against you, if you really see that level break, and then get back in if maybe it fails. But it sucks because a lot of times, almost every time I've lost big, it's been a trade that works out 2 minutes later, right? The trade was right, it's just my timing was a little off. So it's working on the timing. It's, you know, not trying to short this first bounce, but waiting for it to actually reject and then maybe getting in this level, right? Rather than shorting it right here and then getting wicked out once it rips up, right? But yeah, either way, decent trade so far today. Oh, it wants to move lower, it looks like. So we'll see how that plays out, but it is rejecting, so it's interesting. We'll keep an eye on it, but for right now, I'm going to be done for the day. I was thinking about shorting this ISNS off the top, but this is one of those ones that you really don't want to be shorting because it's just ripped people's faces off. The shorts have just been getting caught and it's been squeezing them out. So this is one of those ones that is probably good to wait a day or two to short, or till the afternoon if it really rejects. You can see here it's starting to hit that resistance level, and that big topping tail might be a sign that this is now turning to a downward move, reversing, but I really don't want to be. It's way too choppy. There's not enough, you know, there's just way too much uncertainty in that thing. There is a ton of resistance up here towards $8. Like, that's definitely a good area to be shorting, but if you're not willing to hold this thing for a few days, if you don't have the buying power, then it's really not worth risking. It's too much risk to reward, or there's not enough risk to reward. So I'm gonna stay away from it, but, you know, like I said, towards $8 I think is a good short. We'll see what happens. Anyway, that's gonna be that for today. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and let me know if you guys are green today and what you guys are trading. RHE looks good as well, and BTX, but you know, obviously they've been running, so RHE's kind of been, you know, ripping up all day, so I don't know. I think you might be able to get some bounces off the VWAP here, but after that I think it's going to be a reversal, and it's probably going to be a bearish trade for the rest of the day, but yeah, we'll see. And same thing with NIO. Looks like it's reversing. Looks like I caught all of the move there, and yep, unfortunately I was hoping maybe this thing would go to 42, 43, you know, and then maybe it would keep going higher, but I don't know. I still think options plays are good on NIO, so buying like the $40 options or the $30, $38 options, $39, wherever you feel comfortable. The call options, right? I think it's a good play. Anyway, that's gonna be that for that. Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good day.